Bro, I tried to record this so many times, man, but it wasn't picking up. But now I figured out why. So now we got that out of the way. Wanna I wanna talk to y'all about shields. A lot of people been saying that Earth has the strongest shield. That's not true at all. It's very false. Um, and here's why. So I'm finna prove that right quick. Gemstone is Earth only shield. It's on an 18-second timer. Um, I'm a I'm gonna make I'm gonna make three different tiers or categories of like shields, right? So you have your light shields, your solid shields, and then your stronger shields. Back to gemstone and earth being strong shield and all that blah blah blah. Um, gemstone shield is a solid shield is in the middle. Um, solid shields usually are on an 18-second timer or cooldown, meaning that they all do the same thing. They break the same way. They take and hold the same amount of damage. The only solid shields out of all the tank powers is or are Gemstone Shield, Winter Ward with Ice, and then Redirect the Rage with Rage. Um, those are the only three solid shields. They all do the same thing. Even Gemstone Shield and Winter Ward, they share the same thing. So or the same phases. So what I mean by that is if you ice tank before or even just pop the power, if you pop Winter Ward, it has like two phases to it. The first phase is it's like this bright snow globe, and then after a moment, it turns into this little clear bubble around you. It's still a shield and it's still working, it's still active, but it just changes the color to like clearish. Same thing with Gemstone Shield. When you first pop it, it's like a bronze lava look, and then it goes to that clear crystal look, and then it just goes away. The same thing with ice. And then rage, you have that red bubble around you. It's all the same thing, bro. Nothing is stronger than the other. It's literally the same thing. So people just took that saying, whoever been saying that Earth has strong shit in the game, they just took that and ran with it. And you could even try for yourself. Go all tank powers and then look at the different shields. You can test Winter War and then test Gemstone Shield and then test Redirect the Ridge. They all do the same thing. Same timer, same thing. Um so now on to so those so I just covered your solid shields, right? Down to your light shields. The only tank powers that have light shields are atomic, ice, fire. Fire has immolation. Ice has reflection and shadow restraints. That's the group breakout for ice. It's also a light shield. Atomic has density, not mass density, but density. Uh, usually light shields are on a 12-second timer. Like this move right here is 12 seconds. Light shields are usually on a 12-second timer, a cooldown. Immolation is an exception because it's on an 18-second timer, right? Like this move right here. But the actual shield is a light shield. It doesn't hold much damage. It breaks in like one, two, three hits. So I'm gonna have to put that in the light shield category. Um, Even dampening shields are light shields. They don't hold much damage, just something to cover you up for that moment. Now on to our strongest shields, right? Our strongest shields are um, you got hard light shield, you got Amazonian deflect, you got dash attack, and then phase dodge, and then you you have max density for atomic. So yeah, so those are your strongest shields. You have um some of these shields are on the same timer, like hard light shield 30 seconds, deflect on 30, dash attack on 30, and then phase dodge is on the 16.5-second cooldown. So phase dodge isn't really a shield, but I'm gonna have to put it up there as one of the greatest because you doggone near like dodge through everything. You know what I'm saying? So so you have hard light shield, you have Amazonian deflect, and then you got dash attack. I don't have it up right now, but then you have phase dodge. Now the backside or the backlash from for Amazonian deflect is if you block because it's a blocking animation move. So when you pop deflect, you're gonna have a blocking like animation. If someone does this, if an ad or a boss like block break you, you're done. It's GG's. So that's the only backside to it, or the only catch to it. So it's pretty much situational. Um, and then yeah, so besides hard light shield, you got deflect, you got dash attack, and then you got phase dodge, and then mass density for atomic. So those are your strongest shields. So light shields, you have reflection, shadow restraints, dampening field, emulation, and density. For your solid shields, you have gemstone shield, winter war, and then you have redirected rage. For your strongest shields, you have hard light shield, Amazonian deflect, dash attack, phase dodge, mass density, and then yeah. Now if we're so now so this is this is just for tanking, right? If I'm including every shield in the game, um, the strongest shield will be Clarion. This will be the strongest shield by far. But yeah. So Clarion is the strongest shield. Um, Healer shields are they're they're equivalent to solid shields. They're not as strong, but they're like near like on par with a solid shield. So I'm gonna put them in the solid shield category with Gemstone, Winter Ward, and Redirected Rage. Troll supercharged shields. I'm gonna have to put them in solid shields too. They're not as strong as Hard Light Shield and all that stuff. So I'm gonna put them in the solid shield category. And let's see, that's all the shields. The shield that static gives you. So static gives you a 30% shield or something like that. That's worse than fire. That's if someone breathes on you, bro, that shield is gonna break. You know what I'm saying? So that's not even. And it has a so the combat ability for static is catfish, and here's why. So not only it gives you a 30-second damage reduction shield or something like that, which is worse than fire. It has a 30-second cooldown. Even though it says on paper that the cooldown is 30 seconds, you can only proc that when the ally is ready. Combat allies are 90 seconds. That's a minute and 30 seconds. So you're really getting a 30% shield every minute and 30 seconds. And that shield lasts for like one hit. Like literally one hit. One and a half. If someone breathes at you, breathe on you, if someone look at you, the shield is gonna break. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's all the shields. I think the John Stewart ally made the troller shields stronger. I've actually had a troll use that on me before. I can hardly tell the difference. It still would make it a solid shield. It still would make it as strong as I mean, it's slightly stronger than a solid shield. Or just it's about the same. Still, it's still about the same. I wouldn't put it on par with Hard Light Shield and Amazonian and all that stuff and Dash. I wouldn't put it on par with those, but I would put it on par with Solid Shield. But yeah, man, that's all the shields. So Earth does not have the strongest shields. They all have the same shield. It does the same thing as Ice and Rage. Winter Ward and Redirected Rage. It does the same thing. Same shield, different power. That's all it is. So, alright, y'all. Peace out.